Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kindly let me know where you're watching from. Kindly let me know where you're watching from, guys. Kindly let me know where you're watching from. God bless you. God bless you. Welcome, everyone. Oh, Ikirun in Osun State, you're welcome. Olakunle, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hello, everyone. Let me know where you're watching us from. Welcome to my life. I'm here as promised. A lot of people have asked me to come live, and I'm hoping that those around the world will be able to join us. Daniel Y. Wilsons, I'm watching from West Africa country, Liberia. How you day? How you day? How body? Somebody says, somebody just wrote a message. Okay. I'm watching from West Africa, Liberia. Daniel, how you day? How body? Hope all thing day well. And then also Kyla, we meet again. How are you doing? How far have you? Are you progressing with what we spoke about last time? Belinda Flannery. Correct me if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Hiya, I'm in Scotland. Hi. Hi. I've never been to Scotland, but I hear it's very cold. I was in the UK for a couple of years, and I'm telling you, I was in Leeds. I was at University of Leeds, and it was pretty cold. And when I complained about the cold, some people said it's nothing here. I know I used to visit York because I used to work in York, but Leeds was cold. Like during the summer, you had like hailstones and sometimes short hours of intense rainfall. Oh my God, nice meeting you, dear. I'm trying to look at the comments. Oh, hi, Kayla. All right. Welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. Don't forget to share the live, guys. Please share the guys. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm English. Only been here for 25 years. That's a long time. I had I used to go to the gym somewhere in town in Leeds, and I had some Polish friends, ladies from Poland and Lithuania, and sometimes there was a lady from Finland who would join us to the gym. And what was amazing was they were okay. You know, like when you come out from the steam room and sauna, you know, you are hurrying to put on your clothes because it's extremely cold. Those ladies were cool. Sometimes they'll be like, Gwen, what's wrong? I'll be like, cold. They'll be like, this is summertime. And I was like, the African in me is not allowing me to enjoy the weather. But funny enough, there are some places in Africa that are really cold. South Africa is extremely cold. If you go to South Africa in June, I left from Cameroon to South Africa in June. Like in Cameroon, I think that's the dry season. And I was going to South Africa just knowing that it would be a little bit fresh, almost similar to rainy season. But then South Africa in June is extremely cold. I was in Joburg. It's extremely cold. When I got in to my hotel room, and then unfortunately when I got in, the guys who worked at the reception couldn't turn on the heating. And it was horrible. It was a furnished apartment, actually. But they had hotels. It was more like a hotel, but you could cook and all that. South Africa is quite cold. And I think that's the only African country that I have visited that is extremely cold. I hear in some areas in South Africa, you can actually have, how do they call this? When frost, you can actually find frost in some areas. Please say hi to everyone. Please share the live. I'm trying to say hi to everyone. Hi, Belinda. Okay. Monica Evergreen. Hello, darling. Where are you watching from? From Liverpool. I love Liverpool accent. Awesome. They speak real well. I think Liverpool accent is much better than Leeds accent. The people in Leeds kind of, I'm going to take the bus. Can I have some water? Can I have some water, mate? The bus. Oh my God. It wasn't that easy, but Liverpool accent is really cool. And even the London accent is good. But I think the Courtney London accent, at some point, you can't understand if it's real English or it's broken English, especially when an African is speaking or a Caribbean is speaking or a Latino is speaking. I'm telling you, some of the accents in England, when an African, a Caribbean, someone from Caribbean, somebody who grew up in Africa, somebody from the Southern America, that's Latino, speaks, it's not as easy as to understand. Okay, Chinwe Comfort, you're welcome. Please share the live, guys. Share the lives. Watching from Imo State. Oh, Imo State. How did they say? Bia. I think that's all I know in Imo. And I know the insults. Onyara, Anofia, Kilode. No, that's Yoruba. I know, how did they say hi in the Igbo say hi? I've forgotten. My Igbo friends haven't spoken to them in a while. Elon Dolvue. Elon from Eswatini. Where is Eswatini found? Is it in Asia? Correct me, please. I want to learn. Is it in Asia? Hi, Carl Walker. Where are you watching us from? Elmon, please, where is Eswatini found? Is it in Asia? Is it by the Philippines? Or where is it actually? Please, as you're joining, please let me know where you're watching us from. I'm just trying to, before I start, I wanted some people to join. I think most of my viewers, I chose the time today because most of my viewers should be awake at this time. I mean, most of my viewers are from the US. I think they should be awake by now. Some of them or most of them are awake. And South Africans, yes, are awake. Nigerians, yes, they are awake. Kenyans, yes, they are awake. The guys from UK, yes, they're awake. And also I have India. Yes, Indian should be awake. I think they're 2 hours ahead of us. And Ghana, yes, of course, they're awake. And I also have people from the Philippines. From Philippines. I hope they should be awake. Because when I try to check the time, I try to choose the time to come live where most people are going to be live. Thank you guys for joining. Perere from Delta State, Nigeria. Delta State from Warri. Are you from Warri? Or which state are you from? Watching from UAE, Quan Waters. Oh, that's so sweet. I've never been to the UAE. I wish I could pay a visit to the UAE. I've never been to the UAE. Never been to the UAE. Never. I wish. Maybe sometime I'm going to visit. Today we'll be talking about sexual health. And before I start, I want to ask everyone who is watching, please tag your friends, share. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't commented, please comment. Share with a friend so everybody gets empowered. I want to thank everyone who has joined this live and who is to join in advance or later. Those who are to join later. From Ugeli. Ugeli. Okay. Nice meeting you. Show. That's how people like to say show. I've traveled a little bit around the world, so I'm really versed with a lot of slangs and cultures. That's how people say show. I don't know, but I used to hear this word, ekeremo. Ekeremo. I don't know what that means for the Delta people. Watching from Lekki, Lagos. Lagos people are mostly Yorubas. Kilo Shele. Kilo de. I have Lishan. I don't know why my chats come and they disappear after a while. I don't know if I need to pin these chats because it's just annoying. Peru says, you're correct. I have Lynch's sclerosis. Do you ever have any ladies who suffer from the, my God. I don't know what's happening. My text go off quickly. Maybe it's because I'm using this vertical mode, but when I was using the horizontal mode, I didn't get the text disappear so fast. No, I haven't, and maybe I'll do some research about that. Most probably I'll do a video. I'll do a video for you. I try to do a lot of research. I still have, and please, if you have been watching, and I haven't, and you wrote a comment, you did write a comment under any of my videos, and I haven't replied, know that YouTube will withheld the comment. And even if I accept it, it wouldn't really appear among the comment listing. And it's dangerous for me to approve it to appear, because then YouTube may actually flag me or say I'm going against community guidelines. So please, if you want to write a comment in the comment section, there are certain things that you need to use an asterisk. Write out the question fully, but then you can put an asterisk. You can use for A, you can use at agrobas. For some things you can use an asterisk. When you want to use an E, you can use the euro sign or the dollar sign. Try to make it a little bit easy for me to respond. I see some people who write a comment today, and 2 days later, and then YouTube will withhold the comment, and then let me say 2 days later, they will write another comment, and still YouTube is going to withhold the comment, and there's nothing I can do about it. So please, when you write a comment, I'm going to reply. If it's something private, sent to my email. I receive a lot of emails, and I do my best to reply all the emails. There's nobody who has written an email to me and I haven't replied. I believe in privacy, people's privacy. I'm very ethical. I believe that there's some things that should not be about others, that shouldn't be brought to light. That's why I don't talk about my emails in public. But if you write a comment, and you can go ahead and elaborate because you want people to learn, of course, I would respond accordingly. So I wanted to plead with everybody. If you've written I reply all my comments within 5 days. Sometimes there are so many. And also I work, so YouTube is not a full time for me. I don't want to put all my eggs on YouTube, because the day that Google gets angry, or Elon Musk fights with somebody, Mark Zuckerberg, let's say something is happening, they can just switch off the lights. and when they switch off the light, I'll be like, what's happening? What's happening here? So please, guys, I'll do a video for you, Belinda. I'll do a video for you. I will do a video for you, Lynchen. But if you can send me an email or write underneath my comment, one of my comments, so that I don't forget, because after this live, I may get very busy. From Fatima Ashim Uma. Are you from Kanu, Hausas? Salam alaikum. I think you're Hausa. You're Muslim. Salam alaikum. Periye Tao Mavo. How are you? All right, guys. Today we're going to be talking about, if you're just joining, you're welcome. You're welcome. I decided to be coming live because I wanted to answer some questions directly. And thanks, Belinda, for your question, because I haven't had ladies who have complained about what you just asked. Oh, okay. All right. I'll reply to you, please. I'll reply. Just send me and just ask me the same question under one of my comments, so that when I'm putting down the topics, because I have a book where I write all the topics for my lives. Or for my videos. And sometimes after doing some research, I have to make sure that, I have to deliver. People are expecting. So you're welcome, everyone. You're welcome from wherever you're watching from. I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful to have you on board. In our last live, we were talking about suggestions, questions and answers and feedback. And I'm very grateful for everyone who gave feedback on one thing or the other. Your feedback was very helpful, was very insightful and in-depth. And I was very grateful because I had people who watch, who were being blessed, who were being empowered. So today we'll be talking about sexual health. And Comfort says, please, Ma, treat this case for me. I am 40 years old and a mom of 4. Okay. I am 40 years old and a mom of 4. I don't used to have feelings for sex and it's affecting my hobby and marriage. Can female circumcision cause it? Yes, of course it can. All right, let me deal with this case. Okay, your age, it is your age and the amount of children you have should not affect your sexual desire or your libido, your sex drive, or your ability to have orgasms with your spouse. Most importantly, you should still be attracted to your spouse. Some women who put on weight after they have had children, find it very difficult to feel confident again. And when you have had kids, and when you have had kids before you discover your purpose as a woman, I think in my last life I spoke about purpose in detail, how to discover your purpose. If you have kids before you discover your purpose, most times you realize that your kids are drowning you. And this should explain why some women or mothers would say, honestly, I love my kids, but sometimes I don't want them around. If you're sorry guys, a call. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry about that. It's just a call that came in, and it's a call that came in. Sorry about that. All right. I'm 40 years old, mother of 4, and I don't used to have feelings during sex, and it's affecting my husband. All right, darling. I think, let me find out who wrote that. Sorry about that. Somebody, Comfort. Madam Comfort. Sex to men has nothing to do with emotion. A man looks at sex like it has no emotion to it, especially when you're married to a man. So to a woman, she needs to feel right. Women have sex with their mind, and their mind is connected to every part of them. And yes, if you have been having sex with your spouse and you are uncircumcised and you haven't had this problem, then know that there could be something else. But the truth is, most women who are circumcised, actually experience a low desire for sex. And this is why in my video that I did, sex after cutting, I did female circumcision on this channel. I spoke in details how a woman who is still circumcised can still enjoy intimacy with her spouse. And what happens is, if it's not properly done, and I explained this, I think, a few times, that I had a friend who was circumcised. She was from Guinea-Conakry. We met when I was studying in the UK in London, and from Guinea-Conakry, and she was circumcised. And every time she had sex with her spouse, she had a fever. Her circumcision was poorly done. And the husband would always curse, he wouldn't get frustrated after, but after having intimacy with his wife, he would tell her, I hate what your mom did to you. And gradually the husband decided that she was going to take her for surgery. And so she could get a clitoris replaced, or how it could be adapted. Something could be done for her, because the husband is not Muslim, and he loves his wife, and he believes that it should have been the wife's choice for her to decide if that is what she wanted, and this is why the husband said, my daughter, the child he had with my friend, could never visit her country. Never visit the country. Never. It's never going to happen. She will never know her country. She will never visit Guinea-Conakry. And he said, as long as he's alive, it's never going to happen. So most times, women who have been circumcised experience low sex drive and low libido, even without having kids. And this is why it's very important for you to be with a man who loves you, who understands. And this is what my friend told me. My friend from Guinea-Conakry told me that if she didn't marry a man who understood what having an orgasm is about, having sex drive, a good sex drive, having sexual desire is about, she would have been frustrated, because she always finds herself running away from her husband. And to a certain extent, the husband understood. So most importantly, you must be with a man who understands. And even though the man may not have understood, or may not have understood when you guys met, because he may be ignorant, it is your place for you to speak to him and know when to speak to him. I believe that as a woman, you should know the best time to speak to your husband about certain things. There are certain topics that you should bring up at a particular time, making sure that it's convenient. You know, sometimes if circumcision is not properly done, maybe if you're having vaginal birth, it may get worse or you may lose sensitivity. You know, there are different forms of circumcision. I should be sure that I am talking because you mentioned about circumcision. Yeah, you should talk about circumcision. So it is very important that you talk this with your husband. I think that maybe you guys should go out on a date, go out for dinner, go out for a walk, change environment, maybe have sex in a different environment. Also, I spoke about cloves. I spoke about taking cloves because cloves is able to plump the walls of your vagina, not insecting it inside, but drinking the cloves water can help you. If you can go for reconstruction surgery, go for it. Save up for it. Talk to your husband. And I think that you should, if you speak to your husband today and he's not open about it, maybe after a week or two, talk to him. You know, I believe that a woman has the power to get her husband to do everything for her. Kneel down for her, lie down for her, roll for her, give her everything she needs. But she needs to use the right words and do it at the right time. So my advice to you, my dear, is to speak to your husband and also to check the spiritual part. On this channel, I'd spoken about the different reasons why some people may not have affection or desire for their spouse. And I spoke about the health part, the psychology. The health part would mean maybe some form of medications you're taking. Either you have high blood pressure. Many people have high blood pressure and they don't know that they have high blood pressure. Many people are diabetic and they are moving around the surface of the earth, but they don't know. Maybe you have a health problem that is causing you to have a low libido, a low desire for sex or affinity for your spouse, or some medications you're taking, or maybe an operation. Now, maybe in this case, maybe the way the circumcision was done or the surgery was done. Then also you have the psychological part. It could be stress. Maybe you're overwhelmed by 4 kids. You find your life drowning. Maybe stress, maybe depression. Maybe you're going through some form of depression. Maybe you don't like the way your body looks. You understand? Maybe you don't like the way you look down there anymore. Maybe your husband is not affectionate towards you. Maybe you're not having orgasms, because trust me, orgasms relieve stress for women a lot. Maybe you had an orgasm before, so those is part of psychological and emotional issues. Maybe your husband or your spouse is abusive. Maybe he's not appreciative of you verbally, all those things. And also you have the part of the spiritual part. I never miss out the spiritual part. I don't know why people keep calling. It's just annoying. And when the calls come in, the internet gets disrupted. I'm really sorry about that. Maybe I'll try to have this live next time, maybe after 3 p.m. because I don't know why. Today, I'm not working today, so maybe there are just some people who are calling for 1 or 2 issues. Today's my day off. I don't work on Thursdays. So I don't always, back to the topic, I don't leave out the spiritual part. If you are having bad dreams, if you are having sex in the dream, maybe you're seeing snakes in your dream, you understand. If you're having even somebody come to have sex with you in the dream and using the face of your husband, or the same thing is happening with your husband, that's a familiar spirit. Those are demons, and we have to be real about this. They are evil spirits and they are angels. So these are things that you need to sit down and really outline. And also, if you were intimate with your spouse before marriage, or if you had other men before you got married, or if your man had many other women before he got married to you or was sleeping with other women, it doesn't matter. Sex is a spiritual transaction. Whenever you have sex, sex is marriage. You understand? Whenever you have sex with somebody, that's marriage. So if you were intimate with other men, or your spouse was intimate with other women, and whether you slept with whatever, whether it's an animal, a rat, whatever, a bird, whatever, the same sex or opposite sex, know that there was some form of marriage or spiritual transaction that went through. And these soul ties actually would prevent you from getting married or enjoying your spouse or having affinity to your spouse. I always tell women that you can make love, your husband can make love to you with your head, with your mind, without penetrating you. But if you are attached to a soul tie covenant, or your spouse or your husband is attached to several soul tie covenants, you're going to experience what you're experiencing. You'll be experiencing low desire for sex, low libido, and what have you. So my advice to you is you should do talk about this with him, and do handle all the other parts I have mentioned. And I'm sure you're going to be fine. But trust me, whenever you realize that your sexual desire for your spouse is reducing, it's not for you to go out and meet other people, or try to look for other ways to pleasure yourself, like going into pornography and masturbation. I think you should talk about this and try and look at what I've told you, like what I've mentioned to you, and try to see where the problem is, because you could be having one or two or three of the problems that I've mentioned. I don't know if I've answered your question. And if I have, please let me know. If I answered your question or you want me to go in depth, please let me know. Chinwe Comfort, did I answer you? Did I answer your question? And some people say that women at 40 have a very good, a high libido. After you've had your kids, you basically enjoy intimacy more. So just let me know if I answered. Okay, Belinda says, okay. Hustler. Hi, Doc. Thanks for the program. Any Ugandan here? Oh, you're from Uganda. Oh, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. I don't know any word in Uganda. I haven't visited Uganda yet, and I hope to visit someday. So welcome all those who are joining. Just let me know where you're watching from. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, Comfort, I want to know, did I answer your question? If I did, please indicate. If not, we greet Oleyo Tua Nyabo. Did I pronounce it well? Or Oleyota Nyabo. Did I pronounce it well? Did I pronounce it well? So guys, today, I don't know if you're close. Oleyotoa Nyabo. Oneya. I will practice more. I'll practice more. So guys, thank you for joining. I don't know if anybody has a feedback. Do you have a feedback? Do you have a question? Do you have a suggestions for this channel, for this live? questions on any of my videos, you have any feedbacks, any suggestions that you want me to adapt, please let me know. Today's topic on sexual health was to help people to enjoy intimacy with their spouses. And I think I'm going to focus a lot more on this because I get a lot of questions in my inbox concerning this. Guys, I want to please beseech you to please look after your health. Please, okay, Adeya Tabo Kinde. Okay, I'm starting the program. I want to please beseech you to please be cautious about your health. Yesterday, I visited a friend just to find out that a man who had diabetes had some heart problems and he passed on. And the medication that he was taking actually made his rectal problems even worse, caused him a lot of organ failure. And I want to please, please, please look after your health. You know, you can live carelessly when you are youthful. Eat whatever you want to eat, do whatever you want, go wherever you want, inhale whatever you want to inhale, expose yourself to anything and say you are young. Like some people will say, we're Africans, we are tough. Some people will say, I don't get ill. Some people will say, nah, it's only for a short while. But when you approach the age of 50, you're careless or you're aloof or you're carefree approach towards your health, your sexual health in particular, it's going to show. It's going to show. Presently, I have a lot of emails from people who are having one health issue after another. Maybe they were exposed to one toxin to another. Maybe they were carpenters, and maybe they were actually sawing wood. They were actually cutting wood, but he was never wearing a nose mask. Maybe you are a welder and you're welding two irons together and the sparks are coming. You never protect your eyes. You never wear a nose mask. You inhale all the fumes. Maybe you are a welder, the same thing. Maybe you're a carpenter. Maybe you are whatever work of life. You just expose yourself to whatever. You drink whatever you want. You eat whatever you want. You expose if you're using toxic chemicals to clean a certain place or a certain pore somewhere. You don't cover your nostrils. You drink any form of water. You drink anything because they say it's alcohol, you know, and au fur et à mesure, sorry, French, and gradually as you get older, alcohol destroys you down there. It destroys you down there. And mind you, you must not be fat or big in size for you to have high cholesterol. The amount of health problems that come through, health problems that cause sexual dysfunction that I receive, it's very high. A lot of people have a lot of that. And if you want to check deep down, most times it's not that. And also sometimes some people don't know how to have intimacy with their spouse. You know, some men don't know how to touch their spouse, touch their wives. Now, when I'm talking about spouse, I'm talking about opposite sex marriage. I'm not talking about same-sex marriage. So these are things you have to learn. And I think on this channel, because I have a lot of married people who send me messages, I do try to do videos for them on how to get your wife to have orgasm, how to stimulate her. There are certain women who have had 4 kids, 5 kids, 40 years, 45, 50, and they've never had an orgasm. Now, as a woman or as a man, share this with your spouse. One of the things you could do to overcome this is having the conversation And if you have gotten to the point in your marriage where you guys cannot have this kind of conversation, then I think that both of you need counseling, a retreat. You could go for prayers, or maybe you need deliverance. Now, the idea of a spiritual wife and spiritual husband is another rampant thing that affects sexual health. And a lot of people that I have prayed for or have counseled, on finding out that they are into pornography, masturbation. And when you are into pornography, you are into masturbation, you have spiritual spouses. And most times they come using the face of your husband or your wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or somebody they know you are lusted to, or somebody you have slept with in the past. You've had soul ties in the past. So it's important that we know these things. And our dreams, it's very obvious that you see this in our dreams. Now, what can you do with this? You need to pray about it. You need to separate yourself from this soul tie covenant. And I was teaching some people the other day how soul tie covenants affect sexual health, or sexual desire. Do you know that when you have slept with so many women as a man, or as a woman, you have slept with so many men, you find it very difficult to bond with your spouse. And this is the reason for a lot of divorce today. Then this is why a lot of people will say, I'm not feeling my husband. That's because the metadata, the data of your ex is still in your spirit. It's still in your subconscious. The way they mourn when they're having sex, the amount of time they have orgasm, and even sometimes the images of their womanhood. And that's why you'll find a woman said, I'm not feeling you, throw me up, do me this, do me that, you are not doing this. Nothing is enough. And the same for men. The more women you see naked, you find it very difficult to have a good sex life with your spouse. A healthy sex life with your spouse. It's the truth. It's just the truth, but people would not agree with it. There is no man on this earth that doesn't want exclusivity. And there's no woman, no matter how feminism comes over her, who doesn't like exclusivity. Well, if you think some women will say not everybody should get married, then why is it that, okay, if you say you don't want kids or you have one kid or you don't care about the man, why is it that when you're with a man, you want him to be exclusive with you or you get jealous? It's because you were molded for exclusivity. So your sexual health is very important. It's something you cannot just throw out the window. And your sexual health is connected to your reproductive health. If your sexual health is good, your reproductive health is going to be awesome. If your reproductive health is good, your sexual health is going to be top-notch. And I always say this, that if you have children, when they get to the age of 5, teach your little boy how to check his balls. Let him touch, make sure that his balls have fallen out of his body. Make sure you teach your daughter how to wipe herself, wash her hands. Basic things, even if she may not clean up all the urine, teach her from front to back. Teach her, and for me, I'll always advise, use tissue first, wash with soap and water, and then you can use wipes. And this is for both men and women. And sexual health and reproductive health always go hand in hand with hygiene. You cannot leave one out. You cannot be left out. And a lot of men are so unhygienic, so inhygienic. Many of them go to pee and they just shake their member, pee, urine will touch their hands, and they will just take the remaining urine and just put it in their underwear, zip up. That same hand they want to shake with you, they want to shake hands with you. That same hand they want to eat, they want to touch the doors, and they wouldn't change their boxers. 2 days, 3 days, they're wearing the same boxers. So a lot of these things are important. Teach your son And don't only wait when it's time to get married that you start going for checkup. Go for checkup even when you are not in a relationship, even when you are not sexually active. Go for checkup. And let me tell you, you can have a urinary tract infection, you can have a fungal infection without being sexually active. So don't only say, okay, I'm not sexually active, that's why I shouldn't go for checkup. Go for checkup because you are exposed to a lot of things. You know, your health is important. Your sexual health is important. Until we die, I know that we don't live to have sex, but as long as we are on earth, our human nature is longing for intimacy and love. Nobody can say he or she was born or is born that doesn't want love. And people have different ways of expressing the love. And you know, no matter how we express it, it always wants to, it's always going to end in intimacy, in kissing. But this for married people though. I always advise sex in marriage because it's phenomenal. Both men and women benefit. I mean, women benefit more than men. Women are more emotionally stable when they're having sex in marriage. And that is what a woman wants. When a woman is having sex, particularly when a woman is having sex out of marriage, she's not emotionally stable. No female who has sex out of marriage is emotionally stable. I'm telling you the truth. She's not. She's either going through some trauma or something. Emotionally, she's not stable. And it's often said that stolen waters are sweet. So when you're having this intimacy with many people, not only are you prone to having sexually transmitted disease, but not only that, you are also destroying your soul health, your mental health. And this is where emotional stability is needed. This is where the health of your soul is needed. It's very important, guys. It's very important. We can't throw this out the window. We can't say it's not important. It is very, very important. And this is why when you see people who have had several partners, or even two people, individuals who are not married, who are sexually active, if you notice they're always having trust issues, that's because there's no emotional stability. In both cases, both male and female, for the woman is worst. So sexual health is very important. Do you think you're going to die if you don't have sex? No, you wouldn't. Do you think, I did several videos on what happens to semen in your body when you don't have sex for a long time. People say the semen is going to accumulate, their waistline is going to be so heavy, it's going to bring stress, it's going to cause erectile dysfunction. No. Whatever your body produces gets reabsorbed in your body. It's just the same like a woman's eggs. I did a video on that, and a lot of men who really wanted to enjoy the sexual purity or celibate journey were really amazed. A lot of women shared that. They sent me emails telling me they're happy. Because some people believe that if you don't, something is going to happen to you. And when some people ask me, so how am I going to know that we are compatible sexually? Sex is not love. That's the first thing. Does your sexual health matter? Of course it is important. Your reproductive health matters. A lot of females who have hormonal problems or health problems, or health problems. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Please share the live. I'm just seeing some comments. Please share the live. Um, a lot of women and men who have hormonal problems that are really affecting them. It's because when it started, they didn't take it seriously. There's no way as a woman that I'm going to notice that I'm having some funny discharges, or I'm going to notice that, hi Delphine, hi, or that I'm going to notice that something is off with me and I just lay down and I just forget. It's same with men. When you notice that you have rashes, inflammation, when you notice that you have rashes, inflammations on your penis, please. And also for some men who do bike riding as a profession, see, when you sit down for too long, especially bringing your groin, you sit down on top of the engine, what some places they call Okada. In Cameroon, we call it bensikin. You sit down and you're carrying passengers and you are dropping them off. What happens is that your groin is sitting on the engine. Now, have you thought what's going to happen down there? How many men know how to examine their balls? How many men know how to, to, to touch their balls? How many men know when they are having a urinary tract infection or a sexually transmitted disease? Some men, their semen stinks. Some men, they have fungi all around their balls. All of that matters. From their testicles to their anus, that area is all fungi. So, guys, your sexual health is linked to your reproductive health and is linked to hygiene. You cannot put this aside and say that it doesn't matter. It matters. It matters. It matters 100%. It matters. It matters. It's very important that we take our sexual health seriously. There are many things that affect our sexual health. Many. Now, there was some, I was reading, this is just an aside. I was reading a paper, I was reading some, I was reading not a paper, I was reading an article, or let me say a post of somebody online. And the person was saying that when women are saying that, okay, don't tell us what to do with our bodies, we have control over our bodies, why don't you start by closing your legs? Now, some people who's watching will be saying, okay, why am I not saying the same thing to men? Women control access to sex and who gets born. Men control access to dating and who is getting married. So there's nothing. And I know my females, if a woman doesn't want to get pregnant from you, it's not going to happen, no matter what you do. So I'm here to encourage you. This was just a short talk. I'll be coming live more. I think maybe next time when I'm coming live, I'll come live maybe after midday. Maybe tomorrow I'll come live so I can answer your questions. And then we can have an interaction. I don't know if anybody has questions on what I've spoken about, anything that I have said, feedback, suggestions, and any topics for the videos you want me to do on or you want me to talk about. Please do indicate. Please do indicate. I'll be very, very grateful. Please do indicate. Welcome. Let me see the comments. Okay, Hustler. Okay. That Delphine. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Any feedback? I'm so happy and glad to meet you guys. I'm so happy, glad, blessed, humbled to have you guys on my life. I'm so, so happy for all those who joined, for all those who shared, commented, for all your questions. I'll keep coming online to answer all your questions. I don't know if there are any more questions. Any more questions? Please, I'm open. We still have some time. We still have some time. We still have some time. Any questions, please? Any questions? We have 13 viewers. Any questions? I'm open. Concerning something in particular. I know a lot of people ask me questions on erectile dysfunction, on vaginal dryness, pain during sex. But I think I've elaborated a lot. I've done a lot of videos on a lot of topics. So I want to get more I want to get more info on what I should elaborate on. And also, guys, before I continue, I want to say that I'm really happy. I am really, really happy for all your support. Watching my videos. I mean, I never knew that a girl like me could get somebody watch the videos. I know I'm always crazy. Oh, it's about